I understand it now. Now I understand it. I get it. First and foremost, this is spoiler free. You are safe if you have plans on playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. You're okay. This video will only have footage from Act 1, the beginning portions of the game, where I am literally trying to learn what I'm doing and acclimating myself to the system, explorations, and various gameplay elements. I'm not going to heavily edit this, I'm just going to talk over my footage. And I do want to say this because I believe it's important. I know in the gaming sphere, it's become like a badge of honor to be like a sweaty tryhard that does no damage runs and things of that nature. And you're totally within your right to play that way. I believe you should play the systems, play the games, and play them how you feel like engaging with them. I am not that. When it comes to games that are really challenging that I enjoy, they're usually platformers or Metroidvanias. Metroidvanias which combine some combat with platforming. Your Hollow Knights, Silksong if you will as well, Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus, Celeste, Super Meat Boy, whatever hard platformer like Cuphead or whatever the case may be you believe is difficult, that's really my bag. When it comes to Soulborne type games, your Elden Rings, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, whatever the case, not really my thing. I don't enjoy trying to beat a boss and dying 30 times to it. It actually frustrates me. It will deter me. And I say that to say I play this game on normal, not on expert. And there have been occasions where I put it on story mode, which is to like enjoy the story and not really engage with the combat system as deeply as needed. I'm just coming out and saying it honestly because I don't give a fuck. And if you think that makes me trash or ass or get good, fair enough. Now, let's move on. I fully plan on following up this video with a proper review where I drop all the spoilers and speak more in depth about all the things encompassing this game. But I want to start by saying I genuinely believe, based on every game that I've played last year in 2025, whether it came out that year or years prior, if I had played Clair Obscur Expedition 33 in 2025, I would have given it Game of the Year. But one of the main reasons I want to make this video is because I really feel like most of the talking heads, the popular creators who are speaking on this game, are people who do not engage with turn-based combat, JRPGs, or turn-based JRPGs, which is why they're saying a lot of things that I do not believe is true. Like this is specifically original to Clair and no other game has done this, and I have to debunk some of those things, while still maintaining that this game is fantastic. Typically in a turn-based game, you and your party pick moves, you hit the enemy, and then it's the enemy's turn or the enemy's party's turn to attack you in turn. Now, being able to act while it is your enemy's turn is not exclusive to Clair. A lot of games have done this, starting with Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, which even got a remake on the Switch. Timed hits, action commands from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, being able to completely dodge or use your hammer to hit attacks backwards. Paper Mario, you can counterattack. Bug Fables, the Everlasting Sapling, you can block and super block. Lost Odyssey, Legend of Dragoon, Xenogears, a lot of these games have little inputs and QTEs and little mini games that you have to do in order to enhance your attack or get your attack to work. It is not exclusive to this game. This is not the first game to do it. Now, that all being said, I really think this game is wonderful. I think the characters are superb. I enjoy the acting in French and English. I have actually played it a little bit in French. If you guys don't know this, I am Canadian. I am bilingual. Je suis bilingue. Je parle français et anglais. I speak French and English. Because of that, I've been able to pick up on a few things that maybe the average person would not pick up on, and thus I will be saving some of those thoughts for the main review. But let's give some general thoughts here. The game is gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I love the motion captures and how the characters look, act. I like the personalities. I think the characters have a great synergy with one another. And the premise of the game and how it seems to be going right now. Remember, as of this recording, I have just completed Act 2. I am not done the third act yet. I think it is building itself to a fantastic conclusion. But we will see if they ultimately stick the landing. I am having a blast with the combat system. I like the free aim. I like how it's presented. I do think sometimes we do not talk about how presentation, camera angles, and things of that nature actually enhance an experience. This is one of the main reasons I really liked Wander Stars, this kind of anime from like the 80s styled JRPG, which was really good. I like the angles. I like the style of it. The aesthetic of the game is beautiful, and it is also for Expedition 33. It's wonderful. I like some of the particle effects you're seeing, the like ethereal magical lights and all of that, like all those moving parts. Like, it's just really wonderful and pleasing to the eye to look at. I think it is so rewarding to parry multiple attacks, parry a combo, jump over a counter, use a gradient counter. Shoot, just even a regular dodge or a perfect dodge is really, really invigorating. And I like that despite the game still having a major component of strategy and building your character's kind of kits properly, you can get by with pure skill alone if you are a parrying god. The music, c'est fantastique, c'est magnifique, it's beautiful. I am so comfortable already saying this game's soundtrack, the OST, is probably in my top 10 for video games of all time. I'm not necessarily putting this game there, but just the soundtrack itself. I think it fits all of the areas perfectly, like the ambient music. I say ambient, it's not really ambient, but I feel like when I'm in flying waters and I'm hearing the sounds, it feels like, yeah, if I was in like an oceanic, beautiful place like this is how I imagine the background music would probably sound. You know what I mean? I think the environments are really fly. I have a few complaints and criticisms that I'm going to mention, which I will expound upon in my actual proper review. I'm just yapping. This is extremely disorganized and I apologize, but I felt a real big need to just get this out here just so people, first of all, know I'm playing it, know I'm enjoying it, and know that despite the fact that I think it's fantastic, no, it's not perfect, and no, it's not the first game to do everything that a lot of these content creators are speaking about. Some of the attack animations take too long to complete. I don't like that sometimes when a boss is fighting or enemies are fighting, because they attack really slowly or their attack is really long or has a bunch of delays, it just makes the game a little longer than it needs to be. I don't know if there's like a configuration to speed up battle animation or skip battle animation, but I didn't check. But oh my goodness, sometimes I'm like, yo, dog, when is your attack over? Hurry up! Like, dog, you're taking forever to just swing your damn sword. Another thing is the invisible walls. This is very reminiscent of Black Myth Wukong. I don't like how many invisible walls there are in this game, and sometimes I feel it's inconsistent, where there's somewhere I think I can't fall off, but I can fall off. Somewhere I think I can't jump up, but I can jump up there. The terrain itself doesn't make it particularly super obvious, and my OCD acts up in games like this, where I must search every nook and cranny to find all of the objects and items and weapons and clothings and optional bosses. Like, I would probably say that if I continue down this path, I will 100% this game. And that's not something I care to do in any video game. I usually try to get just most things that I can do feasibly. This game has these portions called gestural beaches, where you have to do like extremely difficult like challenges, usually platforming ones. This is not a platforming game. This is not a game where you even have a jump. These white people cannot jump, my boy. These French people cannot jump. But when you actually finish and beat these challenges, the volleyball, the parkour, the climbing up challenge, oh my God, it's chef's kiss. I felt so accomplished getting through all of those stuff, all of those challenges, and I really, really enjoyed it. And all I'm going to say is if you get there and it immediately seems too daunting, come back when you're locked in and like, okay, I'm about to put like up to 2 hours of me tackling this, whether I fail or succeed, or I was going to say somewhere in the middle, but there is no middle part. Enemy designs and variety is really good too. I think the boss fights are some of the highlights of this game. I really enjoy getting into optional boss fights more than anything. I can tell that I've over leveled because of my need to backtrack, and I'm one of those people where I'm oddly slow for the most obvious of things. It took me a while to realize when I go to the expedition flags, which are basically the rest and save points, if you will, where you can upgrade characters, upgrade their skill trees. When you rest, all the enemies respawn. It took me about 2 like whole levels to realize that, and I'm just like, oh, like I'll just fight everything I run into once. I think as a result of that, I ended up pretty over leveled. Every time a party member joined the overall group, I was like 8 to 10 levels stronger than them. And I've been watching other people play while I'm playing. I've also been streaming it. Come to Paperwork Hams to watch me stream this game. It's been a blast. I've been doing all the main story stuff online while I do this optional side stuff on my own, kind of how I did Tears of the Kingdom. Shoot, what was I saying? Hold on. Oh yes, I've been watching other people play, and I've been looking at their general kind of party level when they got to parts where I was at, and I'd say on average I was about 10 levels over what most people were doing. So let's say when you reach this boss, everybody was around level 20. I was like 30, 31, 32, 29-ish. And I've been keeping my party pretty even in terms of distributing stats and different things to help you kind of power up. I also really like the Lumina and Pictos system. It's kind of like, let's say I equip a Pictos. The Pictos will give me 20 extra health and 45 extra speed while it's on me. After 4 battles, let me rephrase this. Also, in addition to those stats, it might say every time you hit an enemy with 2 hits, you lower their defense. Once you complete 4 battles with that equipped to a character, it becomes a Lumina, a passive skill that you can put on each character in your party. So now I can remove that Pictos, put something else there, or leave it there if I like the stat boost. And now I can apply to Ciel, Lune, Mael, whatever other character that I'm using, Gustave. I can be like, every time you do 2 hits, I want you to lower someone's defense. It costs 7 points in this kind of area and whatnot. And all the traditional RPG things are here. Various outfits. I love dressing up my team and using different hairstyles and different fits. You know, we got to match sometimes. Sometimes we got to be all blacked out. We got to be in the all white. Sometimes everyone's going to show their originality. And for a game with a very somber and mellow and melancholic tone, the humor is really good, and I don't get tone whiplash from the humor. I think it comes where it makes sense, where it needs to be, where you need a kind of a bright spot and a hope and a little chuckle and a laugh. And I think they just kind of come when they need it the most. And I've genuinely been gut busting laughing at certain parts of this game. I really want to talk about my favorite characters, but I feel like I probably should save that for the main video. But I will say this. The main character, Gustave, he moves me. He's tough. I like him. This French man is him. He's him. And with that being said, that's kind of the gist of everything I wanted to say for the most part. I wanted to keep it generalized, not specific, and not too long, but I understand why this game has been getting all of the acclaim that it's getting. The AI stuff, placeholder, does not bother me. It was not generative. I believe that Sandfall Studios, the $10 million or so that they got, and the team that made this game, whoever they also outsourced it to, did a fantastic job. All the voice actors from various languages. I've only heard English and French though. You guys did a great job. The actors that did the motion captures, you guys did a great job. Stay tuned for my kind of full review. I should be done the game very soon. And yeah, man, if you've been on the fence about this game, even if you are not somebody who's into JRPGs or turn-based JRPGs, I would call this an FRPG, like French role-playing game, if you will. Kind of like how they have, I think, is it Manfra? What they call like French manga, like French cooked with this one. It's also the World Cup year. It's 2026. Kylian Mbappe, I need my team. Desiree Doué, I need you guys to cook. Didier Deschamps, don't sell. We need to win the World Cup. And actually, I want to see Canada do well too. I'm Canadian, you know. It's going to be in America, Canada, and Mexico. This is not a soccer stream video. Anywho, like the video, subscribe. Stay tuned for the Clair Obscur Expedition 33 video. And absolute Batman and Wonder Woman and stuff is coming soon, on top of a lot of really cool concepts that I want to share with you guys. I think this is the year. My goal is to hit anywhere between 2K to 6K by year's end. So help me make that happen. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that, share. And you guys have yourself some mighty fine day. This is a really good game. It really is. I stand by that. But it's not perfect.